the first time that we come across Nadav and Avihu in some form of official capacity is in Shmot 24, where a group of people are asked to ascend Har Sinai. Included in that group of people are Nadav and Avihu. Shmot 24 deals primarily with the return of Moshe with the second set of Luchot on the 10th day of Tishrei, which then became known as Yom Kippur. The lead up to Shmot 24 over the previous 4 months was Matan Torah, the smashing of the Luchot, a renewal of the Brit between God and the nation on Rosh Chodesh Elul, and 40 days later Moshe's return, signifying God's acceptance of the Teshuvah, and it was time to move on. The final 2 parshiot deal with the making of the Mishkan, a dwelling place for HaKadosh Baruch Hu amongst the people, and approximately 6 months later, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, we have the consecration and dedication of that Mishkan, the events discussed in Parashat Shmini. On Rosh Chodesh Elul, we have the re-establishment of the Brit, in which the narrative informs us that Moshe comes to the people, informs them of God's side of the Brit. The people respond in unison, Kol hadvarim asher diber Hashem na'aseh. We commit ourselves to obeying anything that God has commanded of us to fulfill. And then in Pasuk 7, Moshe takes the Sefer HaBrit, reads it to the people, and their response is, once again, with a slight change, Kol asher diber Hashem, all that Hashem has spoken, Na'aseh v'nishma. We will, future tense, obey, and we will do. Vayavo Moshe b'toch ha'anan. Moshe then enters the cloud, and Vayehi Moshe bahar. Moshe remained on the mountain, on Har Sinai, Arbaim Yom v'Arbaim Laila, for a period of 40 days and nights, following which he returns on the 10th day of Tishrei with the second set of Luchot. A number of other people were present at this bris. They are recorded in the opening pasuk to Shmot 24, in which God comes to Moshe and says, Alei el Hashem, come to me, Ata v'Aharon Nadav v'Avihu, you, Moshe, your brother Aaron, and his 2 sons Nadav and Avihu, along with the Shivim Miziknei Yisrael. Yishtachavitem mirachok, and you shall worship, bow from a distance. In effect, the pasuk places Nadav and Avihu into the category of Moshe and Aharon. They were chosen as intermediaries between God and the nation. Moshe, as an intermediary, is understandable, as is Aharon. Nadav and Avihu, however, is somewhat puzzling. But the fact remains that Nadav and Avihu stood at a level above the mainstream of the population. They were on the level of a BEN BAYIT, part of the inner circle, and as such, returning to the MASHAL, more was expected of them than of the population at large. And it is for this reason that Rashi includes the superfluous information, MASHAL lemelech shahayalo ben bayit, etc. It is the ben bayit factor that answers the secondary question as to why, if the prohibition of intoxication had not yet been given, were Nadav and Avihu, according to Rabbi Yishmael, given such a severe punishment. And the answer lies in the fact that Nadav and Avihu, as demonstrated from the Pasukim regarding Matan Torah, were on the level of a Ben Bayit, to the point that even without a formal prohibition, they should have realized that what they were doing would impact upon the integrity of God, in effect creating a Chilul Hashem.